Hello, my name is Loveless Abraham, and I'll be presenting a pest analysis on Mexico. We're going to start off with the political factors. It's run by President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. The U.S. relations with Mexico are strong and vital. They share a 2,000-mile border and 55 active ports of entry. The World Bank gives Mexico a score of 60 out of 100 for ease of doing business. Political factors downside. Bribery and political corruption are significant problems in Mexico. Mexico shares 138th place with Russia in Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index of 180 countries. Economic issues. It has a $1.3 trillion economy. It's the 15th largest in the world. The second largest in Latin America. It grew 2% per year between 1980 and 2018, and it weakened slightly in 2019 and had a full-on recession last year due to COVID, and it's projected to grow 3.7% this year and then weaken to 2.5% in 2022. The main industries. Agriculture, one of the largest producers in the world of sugar, coffee, corn, limes, avocados, and oranges. Oil exploration, one of the largest producers of oil and gas in the world, accounted for 30% of total government revenues in 2019. Mineral exploitation, accounted for $12.69 billion in economy in 2019, leading producer of gold, silver, copper, zinc, fluorspar, graphite, strontium, and uranium. It manufactures cars too, such as Honda, Toyota, GM, Ford, Volkswagen, John Deere, and Caterpillar. Free trade. Mexico has free trade agreements with more countries than anyone else in the world. Number one in U.S. trade partners in imports and exports in 2019. Exports valued at $460.7 billion in 2019, and imports valued at $455 billion. Top 10 exported goods in Mexico are motor vehicles, parts, industrial machinery, electrical machinery, oil and mineral fuels, precision instruments, furniture, plastics, beverages, and fruits and nuts. The top 10 imported goods: electrical machinery, industrial machinery again, oil and mineral fuels, plastics, items, precision instruments, iron and steel articles, and organic chemicals. It's a member of the World Trade Organization, founding member, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, G20, and Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. NAFTA. It was enacted in 1994. It was a premise to create a free trade zone for Canada, U.S., and Mexico. As of January 2008, all tariffs and quotas on U.S. exports to Canada and Mexico were eliminated. But 2017 began work to update and rebalance NAFTA, resulted in the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement signed in 2018. Took effect this past year on July 1st. NAFTA had positive impact on Mexico's economy. The GDP rose from $5,691 in 1994 to $9,005 in 2015. The number of people living in poverty fell from 9.2 million in 1994 to 3.8 million in 2014. Social factor. It's the most populous Spanish-speaking country in the world. The current population is 128.8 million people and is expected to increase to 159 million by 2060. 80% of these people live in urban areas. Median household income is $11,680 per year, and 10% of the population is considered wealthy and 44% live in poverty. Business people place a great deal of importance on appearance and business dress, and more formal than in the U.S. in Mexico. Business day begins around 10 a.m. and ends around 8 p.m., and the lunch begins at 2 and lasts until 4. Business lunch is key to doing business in Mexico. Patience is key also. Business meetings last longer and include more small talk prior to business discussions. Social custom make it difficult to say no, so yes doesn't always mean yes. Mexicans emphasize tactful and indirect phrasing and are more effusive than Americans. Email communication is significantly more formal and it is courteous to mirror this formality in return emails. Do not be overly aggressive when negotiating. It is considered rude. Technology. U.S. has set up educational and cultural programs with Mexico that included English language learning, advanced STEM education, strengthen civil society, provide exchange opportunities, and expand economic opportunity. These programs further the education and create a more diverse and skilled workforce in Mexico. USMCA allowed for further technological advances in areas like intellectual property rights. Both Canada and Mexico have enforcement provisions against counterfeiting and piracy, which helps protect trade secrets. In conclusion, we would be advantageous to do business in Mexico. There is deep trade and investment relations with the U.S. The overall relationship between Mexico and U.S. is strong. Mexico is the U.S. second largest trading partner, and two-way trade totaled $614.5 billion in 2019. It's a low overhead cost, low labor cost, reasonable real estate, low cost of living in Mexico, and a large skilled workforce. Close proximity to the U.S., so cost of exporting is low, and it's a new way for Mexican population to further their education with online opportunities. Thank you.